Okay, so this video has two purposes. The first purpose is I want to uh, give a shout out to some of my supporters that I would regard as my staunch supporters, right? I have people that are out there that I really appreciate, and I uh, appreciate all of you and recognize all of you, but I have a list of people that I need to recognize uh, that that are sort of like, how can I say this? People that have been commenting for a long time, or support the channel financially, or comment often. Uh, and so that's the purpose of the video. But the second purpose is to introduce you to the vocabulary word staunch supporter. So staunch means kind of like a strong supporter, a loyal supporter. So a staunch supporter of Trump would be a loyal supporter of Trump, like a fierce supporter, or a staunch supporter of the Philadelphia Eagles, right? Uh, is a strong supporter. Okay? Okay. So I made this video. I made this video before, and I clicked the wrong button, and I got to do it again. Okay. So let's check out, see what I got going here. So let's start with the top financial supporters. Miguel. Okay. He's a Venezuelan doctor. I think he's an ophthalmologist, according to my Googling, living in Mexico. Um, and we've got Alex. He's an IT guy living in the San Francisco Bay Area. And I used to live in the San Francisco Bay Area for about 4 or 5 months. I worked at this really cool uh, restaurant called the Black Cat, and it had a cool jazz bar in the basement, and it was up on Broadway and I think Kearny. I think I'm sure it was on Broadway, but it was a very cool place. And then it closed, and it moved down to that. What's the name of that, like, really like bad area that um, it's just like the worst part of San Francisco. Um, the name of the area escapes me right now, but anyway, I uh, I used to live in the Bay Area for a short time. It was kind of part of my Jack Kerouac uh, adventure, if you know who that is. So if you don't, maybe you can Google it. There's a book called On the Road, and he ended up in San Francisco. All right. So anyway, so we've got Alex, and I left the last names off just to sort of keep it a little bit more private. All right. So, and then we've got Anil. He is a veterinarian epidemiologist living in Turkey. And that means he collects a lot of data and tries to point to make data points and make charts and stuff like that, I think. We got Shuai. I think he's a process engineer in Texas. There's not too many people running around with his name. I just Googled it, and it was the only name that showed up with his name. So thank you, sir. I really appreciate your recent donation. Okay. Norbert is a staunch supporter, regular commenter. He's an English teacher in Poland, so we're kind of brothers in that way, okay? Because we both teach English. All right, so we've got Kathy. She's a student in Canada. She's a regular commenter, and I haven't heard from her in a while. She might be doing some exams or something. Okay, my guess. Then Daniel, he's got a podcast. He's out of Switzerland. He follows me on Twitter too. Paul Gu, been around forever, right? Um, then there's Vasily, and I think he was one of my first subscribers, and Mr. MMA. Those two have been out there for a long time. I wonder if Mr. MMA became Mr. M, because there's another guy out there called Mr. M. And then there's Jordan Penkov. He follows me on Twitter, and he liked 39 of my tweets the other day. So I'd say he is a staunch supporter. I appreciate all of you, and I just wanted to take the time now to recognize some of my staunchest supporters. Okay? So I will talk to you on the next video.